Hello, Gemini. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Gemini is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It's totally free. It doesn't cost you anything. If there's anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards. Use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Gemini, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And a Six of Swords is a very good place to begin. This is a lot of harmony. This is a lot of, this is mental clarity, but this is really a blueprint. This is really a harmonizing with the process of change on the intellectual plane, the mental plane, psychic plane. I feel like this is having a plan. Yeah. Let's put it into some context. Let's see what's going on here. Definitely have plans. Queen of Wands, okay. Moon energy, yeah. Chariot energy, okay. Wheel of Fortune energy, all right. And a Three of Pentacles, yes. So we have a plan, and we understand what needs to be done in the physical realm in order to make that plan a reality. But having a plan and understanding how to implement it is not the same as doing it, all right? We've got a Six now of Cups, very nice. A Four of Cups, an Ace of Cups, and that Devil card. And maybe this is something that we we definitely have the plan. It seems like we're prepared for it. We have the plan. We know how to implement the plan, but we're not sure how we feel about it yet. That it's almost, there's this little bit of perhaps fear of what's coming on the other side of this, you know. It's kind of maybe a fear of the result. And sometimes, you know, we've got the Ace of Cups here in this position of this is the card we don't want. That's the card of the fears, worries, and concerns. It's almost like sometimes we're afraid of success, you know. And sometimes it's because this is going to be life-changing. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on, and it's kind of like, am I ready? Am I ready for all these changes, right? I think for some of you, there is a big change coming in your love life. And for a lot of us, I think there's a big change coming in terms of our financial success, our life path, our kind of career trajectory, our business, whatever it is that we're kind of working on in the physical plane as part of our purpose. You know, if it's an artistic thing, or maybe a business or a career thing, if it's a charity thing that we're involved with, kind of just what we put our efforts into every day, right? We've got a lot of good. Let's select the mystery card before I forget about the mystery card again. This is one random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. Give it a good shuffle here. And we're going to put this card right here. We're going to put Tiny Bob Ross right there on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together and give us the confirmation we need. If at any point during the show you feel like you know what that card is, put your prediction down in the comments. Let's do it together. Let's make it an interactive group exercise of intuition. All right. Let's look around the room. We've got a lot of major arcana. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right. This is kind of saying, like, we know this is part of our destiny. We know this is our purpose. We know this is where life is taking us. The timing is right. It's meant to be. We're prepared. We've got the energy and the ambition to set off on this journey. We've got the plan. We've got the understanding. I feel like you've got the connections and the support system. And so really there's nothing getting in the way. Right? Except maybe we're a little bit hesitant. Maybe it's just kind of like that final pep talk, you know, before we we get going. Because I feel like with the Devil card at the end, this is a big mountain. This is like a really big deal. Whatever you're doing, it's really, really significant. I want to know who this older female energy is that we have right here, though. I don't know that they are still an influence on you, if they're still physically present with you. Because I feel like this is not so much someone that's in your world right now. It could be mom or grandma or older sibling that has passed. It could be that they haven't passed, but they're not directly in your life right now. Okay. But I feel like they kind of have this. They have this very stern kind of attitude about them. I feel like they're not controlling or abrasive, but they're just like very assertive. They're like, you better go and do this. What do you mean you can't do it? They're very like, almost like drill sergeant kind of motivating here in your life. And maybe they have passed, maybe they've passed quite a while ago. Spirit's showing me some clothing going into a box. I don't know if, have you just recently gotten rid of something that belonged to them? Maybe as an act of closure or something, or maybe this is someone that is, still living, but there's been a separation from them. And maybe you have, I feel it's pretty recent, that you've kind of packed up all of their stuff, or the last few things that you had of theirs, like old clothing or personal items or, something like that. And you put the tape on the box, and now it's gone. You donated it or gave it back to them or whatever. Maybe shipped it to them. Maybe that's what the Chariot card is here. In the past position is you kind of, putting that box in the mail and sending it back to them. Okay. But I feel like that was kind of done as an act of closure. I feel like you've just recently gotten rid of something that belonged to someone else, probably this older female energy. Okay. But let's talk about your plans. And I think that is probably part of your plan, is to, again, let go of any kind of excess baggage that you don't need. I feel like you want to travel light. I feel like with that Chariot there, I'm only bringing what I can fit in the car. So I feel like there are similar kind of loose ends like that you're just trying to get those kind of squared away so that you can focus on this plan. And this is a plan that is efficient, streamlined. And this, I think, is one of those plans where you're expecting the unexpected, because this is a very harmonious card. Very harmonious. We don't see much of the unexpected here. We see a lot of like very harmonious energy. It feels like you're aware of the kind of cosmic time clock that's spinning above you. That you know that things are going to happen or not happen based on spirit, not on what we want. Right? The Wheel of Fortune up here. Jupiter energy. Things are expanding in your world. A lot of changes are taking place. And you know that you're on that wheel. And that's in your you're growing with this. You're not trying to fight this. You're not trying to slow the wheel down. You're not trying to speed it up. You're not trying to get off the wheel. You know that sometimes you're going to be at the bottom. Sometimes you're going to be at the top. But it's a wheel that is going somewhere, right? So there's going to be good days and bad days. There's going to be fat years and lean years. And that's all part of the wheel. And so I feel like you've really harmonized yourself with the process of change. You know how it works. It's kind of like, I feel like you're the kind of energy that other people around you, you're like, oh, don't worry, I've been on this ride before. I know how it's going to be. Just stay close to me and you'll be all right. I feel like you're kind of a guide for others. Is that true? Because I feel like you have endured a lot in your life. I'm thinking mainly of this Chariot energy back here. I feel like you have. I feel like you've had in your life a lot of kind of boxes to pack up and send. You know, I feel like you've had to go through the process of closure and of kind of healing a lot in your life, you know. And I think that's given you a great deal of wisdom. And that has given you a great deal of this ability to have a plan. This is the blueprint for your life. And basically the plan is to try to stay in harmony with the universe the best we can. That's pretty much it. I think there are more details than that. I think you have a specific idea of where you want and where you're going to go. To me, it feels like you're starting this big expedition. You're climbing Everest here. And you're just getting everything ready to go. Maybe you had to get rid of some stuff. Maybe you had to like clean out the fridge before you left because you're going to be gone a while. You know, we're trying to close up and tie up those loose ends so that when we embark on this expedition, we don't have anything to worry about it. Did I forget to turn the stove off? Right? I forgot to mail that package back to Amazon or whatever. So I feel like we're trying to get everything ready for this really huge thing that you're doing. And maybe you are climbing a mountain. I don't know. I feel like it's a very, very big expedition, really. That's the feeling that I get. I don't think you're doing it alone. I think you're bringing loved ones, friends, families, maybe your pets and your plants, right, are coming with you. I also wonder, Spirit's telling me to mention the holiday gift. Does somebody like always give a kind of a gag gift for the holidays, or birthdays maybe, but I think more like kind of the end of the year holidays, like Christmas and stuff. I wonder, does somebody like always give you like toilet paper as a holiday gift, as like a gag gift? But I see everybody's laughing, but the person that's giving is not laughing. It's not meant to be a gag. It's meant to be very practical, right? But it seems funny. It feels like everybody's laughing, but this person is like, no, I'm serious. That's your gift. You know, it makes sense to me. That seems very practical to me. Sometimes these details come in as just ways of either lightening the mood or connecting with certain members of the audience that it's meant for, to offer some confirmation, validation, and synchronicity for some of you, okay? If these details that I bring through are not meant for you, that's okay. Leave them for the next person, okay? It doesn't change the message here. But they are meant for someone, okay? Let's see. Anyway, that's I like that. I might have to start doing that, given the toilet paper. The moon. Let's talk about the moon card at the bottom here. This is your understanding of the Wheel of Fortune. You know that the Wheel of Fortune is a wheel, right? I mean, I'm sure we've seen that show on TV. You don't know what you're going to get. You know, we know that if we can kind of try to play the game and be in harmony with the universe and with the way the thing, functions to the best of our ability, then we're going to experience a lot of prosperity, a lot of love and harmony, and a lot of joy and bliss, right? Not always, though. Sometimes we'll be at the bottom of the wheel. Sometimes we'll hit bankrupt on the Wheel of Fortune, right? The moon card is us understanding that we can never be certain. We may think that we've planned for every inevitability, every contingency, every variable. We may be 99.999% sure the sun will rise tomorrow or sometime within the next 24 hours. But we can never be sure, right? We can never be sure. And that's the moon card. There's always this darkness in front of us, you know? Most of us cannot see beyond 3 feet in front of us. That's as far as whatever I can see in my circle right now, that's what I'm sure of. And even that, right, we can't be sure. But beyond that, I don't know. Beyond that, I don't have an influence. I don't have a say. It's darkness. It is unknown. It's rather scary. It's a jungle out there. And I think that is the kind of understanding that allows us to not be surprised when one day we're on the bottom of the wheel, the next day we're on the top of the wheel. Because sometimes it seems random. Sometimes it seems like there's no order, there's no plan, there's no certainty, there's no structure, there's no law. It's just chaos, right? But we know that to not be the case. But nevertheless, we sometimes feel it's kind of a nightmare. I don't know what I'm going to wake up to tomorrow. You don't know until you go. You don't know what Everest is like until you go there and start climbing it. We're planning, we're doing all this stuff we need to do. You got the skills, the training, you understand the process. You know a lot of things that could go wrong, not everything, but you know most of what could go wrong. You planned for it, kind of know what you're supposed to do. You've trained. But it's a whole different devil when we get up there, right? Whole different devil. And I don't know what it is that you're doing, something financial, something really, it's really big. It really is big, and I think it's changing your whole life. I think your living situation is going to change. I think your financial situation is going to change. I think your intimate relationships are going to take on a new meaning because it feels like there's more reliance now on each other. And I guess we should go to the path of the serpent. And as we do this, I'd like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, Gemini, please do. Totally free. It doesn't cost you anything, and it really does help out the channel, and I appreciate that. All right, thank you. So the Six of Cups here, what I was saying is that it's your relationships are changing. Because I feel like now, if you imagine if you're on an expedition with a certain group of people, y'all are going to get to know each other in ways that you wouldn't otherwise, right? There's something about kind of the close quarters. If you're climbing Everest with a group of people, you're all going to have to kind of, you're going to see each other in their underwear, right? I mean, that's just kind of the way it is. And you're going to really be exposed to other people's bad habits, their annoying qualities, but then yours as well, right? So it's really this kind of, it's the intimacy with people in a way that we don't really consider. We think intimacy is something that feels good and that we enjoy it, but it's also seeing others, dirty laundry, so to speak. Maybe that's why I was being shown the toilet paper. I don't know. But anyway, it's a deeper relationship with the people in your life. Okay, it could be a career thing. Maybe you're kind of starting this new project with some coworkers, and it's really going to take a lot of effort. It's going to be a lot of late nights, right? You're going to have to really put up with everybody and get to know everybody in a way that maybe you don't really want to, right? Or it could be a trip. It could be that you're going overseas with some group of people. Maybe just going on a cruise with a bunch of people. It feels that could be it to me. But something is going to keep you in kind of close proximity with a certain few people. Okay? Maybe family members, maybe friends, maybe coworkers. All right? We could be talking about a one-on-one kind of romantic partnership too. Maybe this is the first time you're actually going on a trip with your new romantic partner. You're going to learn things about them that are going to test your commitment, I think. Okay. But that's all right, because I think that this is part of it for you. This is kind of, you want to know somebody on that intimate level. In all seriousness, I think that's real bonding. When we see the kind of, the hidden sides of each other. Yeah. We see who we really are underneath the kind of the persona. I think that really does have the potential to strengthen and deepen in a very spiritual way these connections we have. Okay, so I think that's a big part of it too. I think there is a lot of this. There's a lot of moving pieces. I think your life is changing in a lot of ways. Some big ways, some little ways. I think that, for instance, the living situation is going to change. I don't see you losing the place you're living now, but I feel like you kind of have to secure it and lock the doors, and it's, just kind of prepare your home for you being gone for a while, if that makes sense. Okay. I feel Spirit's also showing me someone that has a big ring of keys. Maybe you or this other person has a lot of keys, or it's not a lot of keys. It's a lot of keychains. It's like you have one key, but you've got like 10 different keychains on there. Maybe there's the car fob, maybe there's a little squishy toy, or there's, a rabbit's foot, or there's, I see like a lot of keychains, but only like a couple of keys on there. But it's like this big dangling, rattling thing. And to me, that really, it seems random. It seems like a non sequitur, but to me, it really brings a sense of a very, and maybe that's Jupiter here, just showing us the more jovial side of things. But it feels like this is kind of a fun adventure. It's a fun time for you. Yeah. I feel like it's a big thing, and it's kind of, it has us, Four of Cups, has us resisting it a little bit. There's a lot going on, a lot of changes. This is a big mountain that you're going to go climb. This is a huge expedition. There's part of you that just says, I really just want to stay home. I don't want all these changes to take place. We got a Four of Cups here in the position of the environment. Sometimes we just want life to stay the way it is. Even though we've got all this really, really wonderful potential energy, all these great things happening, there is that little part of you that says, I don't really want anything to change. Yeah. The fours they're all about the resistance to change. The fours are this false sense of stability. And this is also kind of related to that Cancer energy, right? This card's ruled by the moon in Cancer. The Chariot is Cancer energy. So it's kind of like we want to stay in that warm, comfortable home environment. I would love to just have a little apartment and stay in it and never leave and just be safe and secure and comfortable and familiar right there. You're going to Mount Everest. How big of a change is that? Right? I mean, this to me, it has that kind of feeling like, yikes. So there is, I think, part of us that wants to just stay home, stay comfy, stay in bed, right, where it's warm. Why would you go to Everest when you got the warm blankets in your bed right now, But there is so much potential here, and I think this is something that you have always wanted to do, something that you feel just spiritually drawn to, in a way that is just, it's undeniable, right? The Ace of Cups, this is going to be the source of all light and life and love and all stability and all intimacy and all bliss and joy for you. So we want to stay in our Four of Cups, in our warm bed, but doing this thing is going to provide you with even more comfort and safety and stability and familiarity and warmth and love, right? It's going to be way beyond a Four of Cups. I also wonder if this is something that you had to kind of convince yourself to do, that you had to work your way up to it. Just because we have 6 and then a 4 and then an Ace of Cups, and then we get to the Devil card. So I wonder if it's something that you kind of had to slowly warm up to. We had to melt the ice a little bit. And now it's flowing. Now I think you have this real excitement to do this. Okay. And the Devil card. It's a big mountain to climb. This is really that this is like you've been warming up all morning, and now you got to go for a run. You're already warmed up. You're ready to go. You're psyched. You're stoked. It's time to do it. It's time to start climbing. Yeah. So there's really this the feeling that there's no more preparation that can be done. That anything that we try to do now is just us kind of wasting our energy, buying time, idling, and really it feels like a waste of energy because it feels like you're just kind of dancing. You're antsy. You're ready to go. The longer we're doing this, we're going to wear ourselves. We're burning calories here, right? You got to save that for the mountain, I don't know what's up there for you. I think it's an Ace of Cups. I think it is your destiny. I don't know what the mountain looks like for you. Maybe the mystery card. Let's take a look at the mystery card, Gemini. And maybe if we get some pentacles, we'll think that this is something that's kind of career, business, financial, oriented. If it's more water energy, then maybe this is something that is more related to, love or spirituality or, intimate kind of energies. Maybe we'll get some more air. I don't know. I don't want any more air. Air is the one thing that I really don't need too much of in readings because, well, one, it interferes with other energies. The air is like the wind. You can't do, maybe the wind sometimes can be the wind in your sails, or it can be the wind that kind of spins the turbines for the windmills, creates more energy. Could be. Sometimes the air represents those things. But a lot of the time, the air just blows our papers around, messes up our hair, blows debris in our way that we can't see so well, stirs up a lot of dust, It's more disruptive than not, usually. So I don't know. If you have a prediction, put it down in the comments. Here we go. It's the moon again. Huh. Maybe you don't even know where you're going and what you're doing. Maybe you don't know what the mountain is going to look like. Maybe you don't know what's at the top of the mountain. Maybe this is one of those things that just says, I've got to go do it. I don't know what I'm going to find up there, but I know I need to go look. Yeah. So I think that this is a real journey of self-discovery, of the discovery of your passion, of your holy grail. Right? And maybe it's physical, romantic. Maybe it's financial and business and career. Maybe it is for the air. Maybe we are going there to try to get some wind for our sails or some wind for our windmills. And what I mean by that is to join up with people that can motivate us, that can influence us, to exchange air with each other in the way that's going to generate power, generate activity. It's going to start turning the turbines, the windmills are going to start spinning, right? It's going to really pump us up, for instance, if you're watching a sports game. Now, I'm not a big sports person, but I think you might be. Watching a sports game by yourself, it's fun, it's interesting. I like to watch baseball. It's calm and quiet, You get a group of people over, and suddenly it becomes a ruckus. It becomes loud and boisterous, and and all the energy is really high, and that the turbines start. There's a lot of energy in the room suddenly. Okay, and so in that way, the air can be us really like gassing each other up. No pun intended. Motivating each other, inspiring each other, and just having that conversation, we start to get more and more stoked, like a fire being stoked. Yeah, and that's what the air really is. In that way, it can stoke the fire, and it can stoke us in that more colloquial way by getting us pumped up about stuff. Finding our people, just so we have that sense of motivation, of inspiration, inspire, breathing in. Right? It's all air. But anyway, back to the moon. I feel like you're searching for something, but you know not what. But you will find it. And I think you're finding yourself. And you're finding what you need. Maybe it's a discovery of figuring out what I need and then, going from there. But this is going to be very exciting. I'm very, very eager to hear if you want to share any of those details with us here at the community. Now we're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around for that, click on the link either above or below. New readings for Gemini every Monday and Friday, 6 a.m. Chicago time, but I'm here every day. Just come on back, see me again tomorrow, if you're not already on the mountain. Okay, I don't know if you'll get good service up there. But if you do, check in with me, please. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Totally free, doesn't cost you anything. Leave a comment for me. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. Okay. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.